We're live. We're live. It's a Monday and we're live on time. We have to celebrate that. I think we need to celebrate that. All right. So, live. What should we talk about this week? That's what I want to know. I want to know what you want to talk about. Oops, I just hit my music. We don't need that right now. So it's a live energy party. This is what we do every single week, every Monday, 12 o'clock Central Time, because I'm in the Midwest right now. So that is 12 o'clock Central Time. And it's really meant to be a conversation. So when you join, you get to ask your questions. Yes. Of course, you have to be, this was something that came up last week. One of our awesome viewers said, I tried to comment, but I couldn't figure out how to do that. And you do have to be logged in. So you have to be logged into YouTube to be able to comment and ask your questions. You know, if you're watching the replay, that is also awesome. So when you come on, just let me know that you can hear me and see me. And why are we doing this every single week? Well, because I'm your new energy bestie. That's the way I want you to think of it. You have energy issues, you want more energy, or you have this came up. I met some awesome ladies yesterday at an event. And one of the ladies asked, she said, well, what if I feel like I have a lot of energy, but I don't have the confidence to go do the things that I want to do? Ooh, that's a good one. She said, what do you do with that? So I'd like to talk about that today as well. And then also, if you don't have enough energy, your butt's dragging. I don't have enough energy. My butt's dragging. There's a ton of things I want to be doing. I just feel too tired. I'm too wiped out. I don't have the energy to do them. So, you know what? The thing is for you, it could be any mix or blend, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what I don't like is that you feel some sort of way that you don't like to feel. You want to feel better. You want to, whether it's to have the confidence with the energy you have or to have the energy with the confidence you have, one of the two. It could be also if you are feeling wiped out, burned out, um, life just maybe isn't where you want it to be. That's just a series of small calibrations that we can make. Calibrations meaning internally, because let's face it, things in life, you could have the plan, you could have the vision board, you could be really clear about what you want, and some things just don't seem to come together. Or just as you're about to have a breakthrough, it feels like something else breaks down. You could have that too. That also came up for one of the ladies yesterday. She just happened to walk up behind me. I'm looking over here, by the way, so that I can make sure that I see if we have any comments. And she made a remark. She said, oh, my water heater broke and my this broke and my that broke. And she's got water leaking all over her house. I was like, ooh, got some big energy things going on. She said, oh, you must be the energy person. I said, yes, I am. And so we were having a fun chat about that. So there are a lot of things that um, can be going on in our life that indicate that there are calibrations that are needed. Your personal emotional guidance system. Yes, that is how we navigate through life by calibrating and tuning into what are the emotions that are coming up. Not just what are the emotions that are coming up, of course, why, but where are they actually rooted? You might think, oh, it's because of this thing happening, my water heater or whatever, right? But we want to look at when's it actually happening. I have some things coming up for me personally as well, and they're not really current things. They're not the current events are being a little tricky because it's looking like the current events are the cause, but it's not really the cause. There's a deeper cause and it's older in my timeline. So that's what I love to work with clients on, to help them understand and really pinpoint where in your timeline is this actually sprouting from. Because if it's been sprouting for a while, right? And it's growing all through your life in little teeny ways and little branches here and little branches there. It's it's not the current thing that is the issue. That is what gets your attention. Because the old rooted thing where it's sprouting from, we don't always want to think about that. We don't want to look at that. We think it's old. Oh, that was so long ago. That was so long ago. I don't have to look at it. There's nothing I need to do about that right now. This is the work really that I do, is that deeper work to look at, what is actually going on? Where is that really coming from? Even when someone has burnout, they tend to, oh, well, it's just been really busy lately. But when I dig into it with clients, the burnout is part of a cycle. It's not a moment of burnout typically for the client, for the women that I work with. By the way, I'm Nicole, and I am an energy coach. I'm a joy healer, and I'm absolutely your energy bestie. That's what I'm here to teach you. That energy is so fun. You can have so much fun with it, and we can look at all different ways to calibrate, upgrade your energy, and you will see and feel the improvements in your physical body, certainly in your physical body first, and then you start to see it in your physical world. And that's where things start to transform. First and foremost, though, we want to get your personal energy where you feel it first. That's where you feel it first, internally. I want to get that upgraded, and then you watch as that manifests into your life in whatever area you want to improve. As soon as you improve internally, boom, it's like you have the Midas touch. Doink, and you can touch any part of your life. Doink, doink, doink. I love sound effects. I read something the other day, and it had a little voice that was narrating the video, and it said pew pew pew, and I'm a sound effects person, so I love that. Anyway, so when we make those calibrations and you doink doink doink, you can doink any part of your world and watch it. It will seem like it transforms on its own, and you will think, oh my god, I've been trying to work that magic for so long, nothing was happening, and then I made this move internally inside of me, and right, and so then you see like the miracle happen in that area of your life, and it's really exciting. And it will seem so simple. Like, how did that happen? It seems like it's so simple. I can't believe it. I've been working at that, wasn't working. Now I got it to work. So that's the magic. That's the fun of it. And that is, again, why we're doing this, because maybe you've been doing that outside in approach. I have. I I can raise my hand. I am someone who's tried the outside in approach. Sometimes I forget, and you get really fixated on that outside thing or person, outside person, situation outside of yourself. And you think, well, if this would just change, or if this person would just stop doing this or start doing this, then I could be happy. And yep, I'm guilty of doing that as well. Just wishing, oh, if we could just wish all over the world, wouldn't it be such a different place? I would wish this different, wish this different, wish this different. But wishes are for stars. That's what they're for. We wish upon a star. The changes, those need to be, that needs to be within. The change needs to be within. And I know that is happening. This is a very, I feel like the energy right now is calling for you to face the shit you have been ignoring. If there's been stuff in your life that you've been, no, it's fine. Maybe you've tried all the little things to try to make it better, the remedies. Right now, it's being like, bam, right up in your face. You need to look at this. This is what you need to release, and why. Why do we need to release those things? Why is it so important? I mean, if I've been ignoring it and I've just been pretending it's fine, or I've just been telling myself it's no big deal, because there's something bigger available for you. But as long as that shit is taking up space in your world, if that shit is taking up space in your energy, if it is, and it is heavy, if it's just crunchy and heavy, or it makes you sad or it makes you feel off. If you don't process that and repurpose it, which is the way to release it, by the way, repurposing your energy is how you release something. I get that question so many times. I've had that question through the years. What does that really mean, Nicole? Like, how do I release something? How do I let it go? You repurpose it, you give it a new meaning, new purpose, you transform that bad feeling something into something that feels good, into something that empowers you, makes you feel free. If you figure out why that is happening so that you can repurpose it, you not only release it and clear space for something better, you, my friend, you evolve. That's where you evolve. That's the magic. That's really what we're all seeking is this feeling of liberation, this feeling of I'm better than I used to be. Like I am better at being me than I used to be. I'm no longer running by these predefined roles that I had. I'm no longer running on this I'm okay as long as this happens, or I'm okay as long as they accept me, right? Or, oh, I look perfect on the outside. I'm a hot mess on the inside, but nobody really knows. But you know what? You know, when I'm a hot mess, I can put on a pretty face. I can put on the right outfit. I can do a lot of things. But if on the inside I feel like a mess, I know it. You're the one living with it if you know that for yourself. That's why we're healing the joy around here. That's why I don't like, do not get me wrong, okay? I do not like when my stuff comes up for me because it's not like you just, oh, when you learn and you master energy and you know everything, nothing ever comes up for you. That's foolish to think that. Now, I don't mean foolish like I'm being critical or judging anyone if they think or if you're like, "Oh my god, I thought that was me. You just master your energy and then everything's really good and fine." And it is, but it isn't. What's good and fine and amazing is how you navigate it. But if you don't learn the skills, if you don't learn the energy skills, when the shit hits the fan, when the shit hits the reality fan and you don't know how to navigate it better than you used to, that's the hard part, isn't it? When you learn the energy skills and you master the energy skills, then you're like a ninja. You're like bam, 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 bam. It's like you're like in the matrix when the shit's hitting the reality fan and you're putting on your moves and it's not hitting you. Well, that's what I'm talking about. I don't like when my stuff comes up either. I don't. And it's okay. We don't have to like it, but we do. And we really should. We should know how to navigate it. We should know how to navigate things because without that skill, all of this stuff gets harder. And life for us, my friend, is really, 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 really supposed to go really well for us. It's supposed to feel good. It's supposed to feel fun. Not every minute of every day. I get it because that's the navigating. That's the call. Okay. That's the call. That's the challenge is when the shit hits the reality fan is how you rise up and navigate it. And I know each and every day we're all getting closer to our eternal finish line. Yeah. But it's not a winding down. We are in a rising up. And that's why right now the energy and the way things have been moving is really pressing on those deep sore spots. Did you ever go for a massage and the therapist will hit a spot and you're like, "Ooh, I didn't even know that was there." That's what's happening right now. Okay? That's what's happening right now is that there is pressure. Pressure is hitting our spots that we know are there. We do know they're there, but we've either convinced ourselves that we're over it or we've convinced ourselves that it's not a big deal. It's not that big a deal. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm fine. That was like so long ago, right? We do these things. This is also a funny that happens in sessions with or even in consults, and even people who are not coaching with me, I just hear them and they'll talk about something in their past. And as they're talking about it, they're getting more like it's escalating. Their energy is getting faster. I can feel it. Like, oh, we're starting to ramp up. And they start saying, I mean, it was fine. It was fine. I mean, it was fine. It wasn't that big a deal. It was fine. It was fine. It was fine. It's like it's like they're stuck in a glitch. Blah, blah, blah. And I'll say, is it? What's going on? What's coming up for you right now? And then they'll like, because we tapped into that. And suddenly they're really looking at it. And they're saying things now instead of it's fine. They're saying, well, it was hard. They slow down. And it's really important though, we don't stay in the we don't stay in that. And we also don't stay in the, oh, right? You come down into the valley with it. We're not staying in the valley. The intention here is that we're not ignoring the valley. We're not trying to leap from tip to tip. Okay, I'm at the tippy top of my game and I want to just go to the next tippy top thing. I don't want to go into any more valleys. None of us do. But if we don't, it will come up well, it'll just come up. And the thing is that your soul and it will use your intuition to poke at you. It will use your intuition and your emotions to hit those sore spots, just like the massage therapist, to let you know that you got some kinks to work out, my friend. Like there are things stuck in your energy body that are creating tension and pain for you. And just like the physical body, just like we can ignore our physical body, this came up yesterday too with the ladies. Loved those ladies. If any of them ever tune in, like loved you, loved meeting you. They were all so much fun. We're talking about, I think we need to start a book club, but no reading, no books. Anyway, it was very funny. But one of the ladies too was talking, oh yeah, and then I just push myself. And then another lady chimed in, oh yeah, I do too. But then I end up on the floor, my back goes out. And so see, we can push, push, push. And then the body goes, no, just hard no, not doing it. You're not pushing me anymore. I'm I'm out. You need a timeout. Your body will say, you need a timeout. You think it's your body just being a rebel and say, I don't know what's wrong with my back and I don't know why this is happening. And then this went out. Sure, you do. Of course you do. But maybe you're not aware of it. It's because your body is part of your emotional guidance system. Your body is a huge component of your emotional guidance system. But many times we talk about our body like it has a mind of its own, that it's just not cooperating with me. I want to go do all these things, but my back said no. Or I want to do all these things, but I can't. I physically cannot do it. So also when I'm working with clients and we're on calls, I feel also what is going on with yesterday I did an energy reading at this event. I was doing many energy readings at this event. Lady sat down, talking, had her choose her color for the mini reading. So I use colors to help them kind of narrow in where they don't even know, but they just pick a color and then we just go right in. So what? Whew, I feel like you got churning going on in your stomach. And then I said, and you have you been having stomach things like digestion, churning, bloating? What's up? She said, I have been having that. It was all tied emotionally to some other things. So we unraveled those knots. And I want to look at, let's pull this on this and let's unwind this and bring this out, right? So we can take the knots out of your energy system. And now I can really look at what's blocking the flow, what's creating the knots, what's tying things up. That's what you want to look at too. What area or where am I getting all clustered? Where am I getting tied up? Where do I feel stuck? I promise you, pinky swear, there's always an emotional tie. Okay. There's always an emotional tie. If something feels knotted up physical body, life, relationships, you have obstacles, whatever it feels, where that knot, where you're feeling that knot, there's emotions involved. And if once we pull out each strand of what's really going on, if you think about it like that, we pull out this strand and then we unravel this strand and then we pull this one out and we untie the knots. And now we look at everything and it might seem like that's a mess. I don't know if I want to look at that. It might seem messy, but it's necessary. And it's just like, I've been reorganizing around here, and we have a couple okay, I have definitely several projects right now. Eric's working on a project, so we have things going on, and we're in the middle of them, so it feels chaotic right now. It's been driving me bonkers because as he does, we both like to let's work the project start to finish, so you have that satisfaction, even though along the way, there are points where you're like, "Wow, it's looking better," but there's still more to do on the project. And he had even said to me the other day, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. Like there's a lot to this. I said, yes, I feel it too. I do. I feel it too. But I know it's worth it and we're going to love it in the end. And so we're going to keep going. And that's what I'm telling you with your energy work. It might feel messy. It might feel it's not even that it takes forever because the cool thing is that you do feel the shift instantly. So doing energy work is not a long, tedious process. One of the ladies said yesterday, I don't want to talk to you right now because I don't want to cry. Clearly, she knew there were, if we got alone in that room, things were going to come up, which I understand because I can't tell you doing energy work doesn't bring things up. It does. But again, when you sit with it, it's not as scary as you think it is. And it's not as big and awful as you think it is when you, one, have the right guidance. Hi, energy bestie over here. Okay. And when you look at it from an empowered state, like, okay, here's what I don't like, and here's what's changing. Instead of, oh, I don't like that, and I'm really afraid of it, and I don't want to look at it. And this is just a lot of angst, right? It's creating all of that. You want to look at your emotions and untie the emotional knots from an empowered mindset. That's what you want to be looking at it from. I don't like this. It's not working for me. It's creating chaos in my mind and my body. It's taking up space in my life. It's time for me to make some changes. And I'm going in hard. I'm going in, and these changes are going to happen. Now, let me take a look at this from an empowered state because here's what I do want. And in order for me to get what I do want, that stuff needs to go. The things that are not working for me, they're out. It's not even an option. Done deal. Okay. So trying to do that from a place of feeling fear or afraid, or that's what makes it really a drag. Nah, you don't want to do it that way. Just looking at like, oh, this is so awful and I don't like it. It's real terrible and I wish it wasn't there and just feeling that way. No, I don't recommend that approach at all. I think having an empowered approach is a lot more fun. It is a lot more fun. In fact, when my clients do that, they go, wow, I can't believe how good that feels. I've been so afraid to really look at it. And why are they afraid? This is part of fear. I've been through this before. Fear is really from the past. You've been through experiences before. They were ugly, they were mean, they didn't feel good. And you felt like you got stuck there for a really long time. You couldn't find your way up. Okay. You couldn't find your way up from the low vibration energy. You couldn't find your way up from the darkness into the light. But that's what I'm telling you. When you learn the energy skills, when we look at things and start to apply and you work them the way you know how to work them from an empowered state, it's not scary anymore. In fact, you will tolerate things so much less. You'll say, "Oh, I just noticed there's a glitch in my energy system and I need to calibrate that. And now I know how to do it." It's not even, you don't even have to really think about it. You don't have to, okay. And we can even get caught in, but I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix this. step one is really to assess what the hell is going on? What's even going on? What's coming up? Where is it tied to? For me, when I'm working with clients, finding that sprout I was talking about before, finding the root of the energy is in a timeline. And so I can sense how old-ish the energy feels. It's my client might feel like it's fresh, it's new, it's coming up now. But when I'm feeling into the energy, it's not always fresh and new. It's coming up now, but it's from a different point in their timeline. And so I'm getting this feels about this. It might, this feels a few months like this has been going on for a few months. The woman I talked about with the churning in her stomach, this feels like it's been going on for a few months. She said, yes, that is. Yes, it has. Where sometimes I'll say, this feels much older in your timeline. The energy feels much older, which means you were younger. Okay. And so it feels like I'm getting grade school or something like that. And then we'll really start to go into that timeline and see what was going on at that point. And that way, the good thing is though, you don't then, my clients don't look at it from their 7-year-old self or something like that. They're bringing all their wisdom that they currently have into whatever happened back then, and we're looking at that and clearing it and working with everything to help them repurpose and redefine what happened. You can't say, why did it happen? Well, the person was a jerk. Okay, well, maybe that's true. But why did it happen for you? What does that look like? Redefining and repurposing energy means, why did that happen for me? What did it show me about myself? What did it teach me about what I want and what I don't want? What did it teach me about my values? What did it teach me about my purpose? What did I learn from it? Who did I become because of it? What really became clear through that contrast? Sometimes contrast feels so confusing when you're in it. And if you just sit, you marinate with it a little bit and be present with it and start asking those empowering questions, you're going to get empowering answers. That's the magic. If you ask questions that make you feel scared, afraid, there's fear, I'm not good enough, anything that brings up that perspective, those are the kind of answers you're going to get from yourself. They're not really from your soul, but they're from yourself because your brain just wants to fill in the gap. You asked a question, it wants to answer the question. Let's be really good at asking better questions for ourselves, asking more empowering questions. What's coming up for me about that? What do I want instead? What would really rock my world right now? Empowering questions. What can I do something about? What do I like? What do I want less of? Get really clear and direct with your questions. Note to self also, right? About my situation. That's also true. And as you're navigating daily life, if things come up, remind yourself, wait, this is also a matter of perspective. I can approach whatever's coming up for me from an empowered state and shift how I'm processing it, shift how I'm navigating it. I'm not stuck with it. I don't need to hide from it. I don't need to just live with it. Tell you what, when we just live with things because we let that negative emotion take over and run the show, you're not really living. You're not really living at all. You're living under a shadow. You're living suppressed. And no one wants that. We are all seeking to be free and liberated and to feel our power emerging and use it. Be able to use it for something positive, the experiences we want to have. So like the woman who asked yesterday, well, what do you do if you have a lot of energy but you can't seem to go do the thing because you're scared? So what I would do to work with that is, what are you scared of? So it's not just a question, a answer. I don't just answer the question. I would want to know, what are you most afraid of? When you think about doing the thing that you want to be doing, but you feel afraid, what are you afraid of? Now, I can sense that it might be, because I can't answer for her, but it might be something like, I'm afraid of being judged. I'm afraid people will laugh at me. I'm afraid people will think maybe it was really for her, it was doing things alone, doing things on her own. There were certain things. Now, there's certain things she said, "Oh, I can do that on my own. That's no big deal." But there were certain things doing them alone felt really scary for her. So I would want to go back to, what are you scared of? What's the outcome that you are dreading the most? So then she would say something. Let's say she said, I'm afraid people would, laugh at me, or um, think that I'm weird because I'm by myself. Or, okay, now we're going to start asking more questions. So was there a time in your life when something like that happened for you? Was there a time in your life where someone made fun of you, or someone, you were alone and someone poked at you, or you felt like you didn't belong already and someone made that even more, like, "Oh, ha ha ha, you're a loner, you're not with us, you're not with the cool group, you can't hang with us." So it being excluded. So then feeling alone brings up lots of other old stuff. And I used to have that. I was excluded, I was bullied, I had all of those things in high school. I wasn't really I we moved I think we moved like 14 times was the final tally that I had growing up. My mother wasn't exactly, Miss Stability. So we moved a lot, and by the time I got to high school, all those kids had grown up together. I didn't. So I had friends, and I would say I had probably 1 to 2 closer to what you might say is a best friend, and one of the friends was the same thing. She just moved, she didn't grow up with the other kids either, so we I think we got each other through high school is how that went. And looking at the friend groups, I didn't really fit into any of the friend groups, but then there were the classes ahead of me where the girls bullied me and followed me in the hallways, calling me names and doing things. So after high school, during high school and then leaving high school, I whatever I had for feeling like I wasn't part of the crowd before high school was definitely highly activated once I left high school. So going anywhere on my own, interviews, jobs, starting a job, going out anywhere by myself actually lasted for me and really hit hard when I had my first son. When I had my oldest son and he was born, I was just terrified of going out by myself with him. I thought so crazy it's like, it's weird when you say it out loud to think, excuse me, that perfect strangers would be laughing at a new mother. "Oh, look at her. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's got a little baby." Like, there's some people don't do that, but that's what it felt like in my head. So if you've ever had that feeling about going out alone or feeling that way, oh, I see you. I get it. I really do understand. It's why I love building a community. I said it yesterday too. I said the funniest thing is when I start a group, and many of the clients that come to work with me, they will say something like, "I've always felt like a misfit," or I'm the black sheep in the family. I'm always the one who does the weird things, and they're not really, when they tell me, I'm like, that's not really weird. I don't think that's weird at all. I think that's pretty cool. And the groups that I create, like our Soul Quest Collective, our membership, when women come together, there's none of that finger pointing or laughing at. I've never had that. And it's what I told the ladies yesterday too. When it's interesting when I form groups of women together and they all say they're the misfits or they're all the black sheep in the family. I'm like, but you're not, because you all get along and you get each other. So even on group calls with clients and the membership, when they start sharing and talking, they will say this phrase, "I don't know. Does that even make sense?" Of course, you know. Of course, it makes sense. Will it make sense to everyone? Probably not. No. Does it make sense to us? Yes, we get you. And clients will get used to, they'll start saying that to me. I don't, does that even make sense? And I will reflect with, does it make sense to you? Yeah, then it makes sense. And yes, it makes sense to me too. I totally know right where you're coming from. And then I'll add to it and they go, yeah, yes, that's it. And what a great feeling. Isn't it a great feeling? We can say we don't care what other people think. Oh, I don't care what other people think of me. We can say that. But the truth is, we really do. We all want to be accepted. We want to be seen and valued for who we are. That's the beauty of what I love when a client comes work with me and we're a match, when they feel seen and they feel understood. And when that happens in the membership and when it happens in my group programs, that's what I love because we all want it. Yes, of course, I want you to be good without approval and without validation from outside of yourself. That's also the goal. But it is a cool feeling when you find your community, when you find your tribe, and when you're there and you're just showing up. And that's what I encourage. Just be you. I promise we get you. Because if they're in the right community, they're in the right tribe with us, then yeah. And we get to be quirky and funny and weird and whatever we are as well. I think, oh my God, I totally get you. This is great. When you're in the wrong groups, they're not aligned. When you're around, whether it's for networking, whether it's for personal, social, whatever it is, sometimes I know this one's hard. Sometimes it's family. You feel like the black sheep in the family. It's just that we all have people we really connect with, align with, we vibe with, we get along in the same way. And then there's people that we don't. And it doesn't mean you're wrong or weird or you're the outcast. And it doesn't mean that they're wrong or weird or it's just not a match. It's, as I always say, simple as Sesame Street. It's either a match or it's not a match. There's no in between. Okay. Everything in your life, say, is this a match for me or not a match? Think about the card games. Match, not a match, match, not a match, match, not a match. It was so simple in the card game, but then we get in life and we go, oh, well, that's not really a match, but I'll try to make it work. Well, this doesn't really match, but I'll try to squeeze that one in. This doesn't match for me at all, but I'll just change who I am so that it matches. It doesn't match. And the more you go through your life not being true to who you are, you will feel out of place. What's really also difficult is when the people you love the most, when you're not matching, doesn't mean you won't forever, but there can be points in time where the people you love the most are not a match because of something they're going through or something you're going through. So, in those moments, it's good to say, okay, this is not a match right now. There's love there, but it's not a match right now. And when I'm in the company of these people that I'm not matching with right now, I don't feel good. I feel pain. I feel sad. And why? Because I want the connection to be, I want it to be a match. I don't want it to just, because we could say, well, all you need is love. We could think that, but you don't. You need a match. You need a match. Now, this tangent that we're going on is sometimes because there are people, if your values are not aligning, you could try you could try to bend your values a little bit so that you can be a match, but it's not going to work for you. It's going to be very painful. And one thing that I just cannot abandon my values no matter how much I love someone. I just can't. I can't. I won't. I could, I have, but I won't. And I don't recommend that you do either. You have to really stay true to who you are, stay true to your values, And know that the right people, when you love someone and you know what their values are because that was why you were a match in the first place. But they're not living according to their values. They are ignoring them. They're doing things that go against them. Um, you can just keep loving them, but stay where you are. Don't leave your values to align with where they are. Stay hard to your values and let them come back. Bring them back that way. The more you elevate your energy, yourself, the more you elevate who you are in your life according to your values, you have a better chance of those people coming back and being in alignment with you than if you leave and abandon your values and they're not living by their values. That becomes a really hot mess because other things will come out from that you just don't want to experience. And I'm not just saying this like it's just easy tips and strategies. This is the tough stuff. This is really the tough stuff because your heart's going to want to tell you it's okay. It's okay. Just make it okay because your heart doesn't want to miss someone. But it's harder to be around someone when you've abandoned your values, they're not living by their values. Just to be together is not a healthy state. And sometimes they don't ever align again. That's that's the toughest thing I think in life is when you love someone but your values are not aligned or they're ignoring theirs. So I have had situations like that in my life. I have a situation in my life like that right now. So I don't say it like just do it. It's just fine. It's easy. Just do it. I'm just telling you that the best way, the best way to have the healthiest relationships in your life is for you to stay true to your values. It's what I need to do. For me to have the healthiest relationships in my life, I have to be happy and healthy. Me, it starts with me. It's not just about casting someone out of my life or not being, but it means speaking my truth. It means being who I am. That's what I'm saying. We have to be true to who we are. And that's the best way to one, clear the people out of your life who just don't even care or give a shit about values. They're just doing whatever. They just want the easiest, whatever, lazy way. I don't know, whatever it is. That's fine. We don't want people like that around anyway. But the people who are willing to do the work, people who are willing to face the things that are hard, people who want life to be the right way and they want to be true to who they are and they want to live according to their values and they want the most high quality life. That's the caliber of person you want in your life. That's the caliber of person I want in my life. It's how I assess and evaluate how are my relationships doing? Who's not because I'm judging people, but if I'm showing up and I'm doing the work and I'm being true to myself and I just know I'm just not a happy person when I am not showing up that way. I'm not a happy person when I just like, it's fine. It's okay. That's not who I am. And the people closest to me, they know when I'm doing that. So like, what's up? What's up? So I think it's a good refresh for us to think, what are my values? If you don't know what those are, I do work with my clients on that too. I help them identify their top 5 values, but also looking at when you evolve, how do your values evolve? Some of them will stay true for you forever. Some will be goal-oriented values, but knowing what your values are and showing up in alignment with who you are at the core level, right? Right at the core, makes decisions like that. You just know that you know. You're not questioning it. There's no intuitive maybes around here. It's an intuitive yes, intuitive no. What are those based on? It's based on your core values, who you are, your energy. So, and there's just so much chaos out there right now and confusion, but it's it's about clearing the confusion internally so that you can make better decisions for yourself and really upgrade the quality of your life because the quality of your life is is all about the quality of your energy, the quality of your state, and how you show up. So if you want to improve the quality of your life, improve the quality of your energy and how you show up, easy peasy, that's how it works. You'll watch things just poof. This goes away, this comes in, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. Bam, bam, bam. It's so much fun. All right. That's a wrap for our energy party. We will be back next Monday at noon. Can't wait. If you're watching the replay, thanks so much for watching all the way through. I appreciate you. I love that you're here. And yeah, we're just getting things started around here. So stick around. It's about to get really exciting. Again, I'm Nicole Eisler. I'm your energy bestie, and I'm here to help you upgrade the energy so you upgrade the quality of your life. And I love you so much. I'll see you next week. Bye.